Hey guys, so I want to do a quick tier list of Eiyuden Chronicles 100 Heroes. This video will have spoilers, so telling you right now, if you don't want spoilers, do not watch this video because we're going through all 120 characters. This video is just more of like my personal preference with the game, which characters actually I vibed with or like were really good in the game. Other ones that I just absolutely hated and should be avoided at all costs. So we have a lot of heroes to get through. So let's get started. Ere or Eri. So the thing about her is she doubles your movement speed in the game. And she's all about running. She literally makes the game go twice, like double the speed. So man, it's a really hard first one. I think I'm gonna put her in S tier. Alior, so this is like a griffin that's pretty cute. But man, it's kind of late in the game, not really useful. I'm gonna put him straight into B tier. Alibi, also pretty cute. You can play different music with her in battle, or you can like change the music at the castle. I don't hate her. But I also don't think she's very valuable. I'm gonna put her in C tier for now. We have Alway. I like this guy because he has like an AoE attack that doesn't take any magic, and it's pretty useful. So I feel like he belongs somewhere in the A and B tier. I'm gonna put him in B tier for now. AoE. I'll be honest, I didn't use her very much, but she seems okay. I'm going to put her in C tier. We have Bernard. To be totally honest with you, this character was not very good. He needed to be on the front line, and he didn't do very much damage. He's not F tier, but I think he's going to be our first D tier character. Bababa, dude. Being able to find characters is pretty impressive, but I don't know if it belongs in double S tier. Because she just kind of gives you vague hints, right? Nothing like really like game breaking. Baba's useful, but I'm gonna put her in A tier right now. Cabana, freaking adorable, man. And also you get some nice perks from his what's it called? His sauna, his hot spring. I like this character a lot. I'm gonna put him in A tier. I think he's like kind of up there in terms of like pretty useful and also just like a good character. Kane. Now this guy, I think he's not terribly useful if I'm being honest. Like he seems like a pretty cool, helpful person, but like I think you can only like sell your resources to him. You can't really take any resources out. But he's not a bad character. I'm gonna put him in D tier also. Carrie, double S tier. She's a great character. She's hilarious, and she lets you teleport in the game. The thing about this game is it makes you for about, I want to say like a fourth of the game, or maybe a third, you're walking through the entire game. And then once you meet Carrie, she lets you literally teleport wherever you want in the game. So yeah, she's gonna be an easy double S tier. Cassandra. Now, okay, the thing about her, this is annoying to me. She has the ability to change anyone in your party member when you get to a save point, which is like, I feel like that should have been a feature in the game already, but it's not. So like her having the functionality of that is super useful. But at the same time, I don't think she's too interesting of a character. I mean, she has a little bit of lore about her falling in love with a human, and she's just like an innkeep. And I'm not crazy about the voice. I'm gonna put her in C tier. This dragon's name's Chandra. I use Chandra a little bit, but I'm gonna put her in B tier as well. So Kron, I don't think Kron's like super useful or anything, but I do really like this character. I think I like his design, and I want to know more about him, honestly. But I don't know. He's kind of more of like a perk. I wouldn't really put him in B tier. I think I'm just gonna kind of square him up to C tier. Better than the Innkeeper for sure. better than her. Yeah, and I would say Cassandra's better than her. Next up, we've got CJ. So I'm gonna be honest, guys. I did not play Rising Heroes. I heard it wasn't too bad. This character is not terrible, but not really that great either. I gotta be honest. I feel like CJ is like a cool character, but I'm not like playing as her was not really. I was not crazy impressed. So I think CJ is gonna have to be high B tier. Clark. So I freaking love the theater in this game. Once you get Clark, you can like do theater shows and all sorts of stuff. I'm pretty entertained. I don't think Clark's like a super interesting character, but I really like that this character like exists in this world, if that makes sense. So I'm gonna put Clark on A tier. I'm not gonna put him above the Capybara, but yeah, I would say he's somewhere in the A tier. Code L. I think Code L is a cool character, and I like that he's like nerdy about lenses. He has this perk that lets you it gives everybody an SP point randomly if he's on your team, which isn't like more useful than some other ones. I think Code L is kind of in the B tier for me. He's a cool character. He's kind of useful in your party. He also unlocks the lenses in your camp, which is pretty cool. Let's go ahead and put Code L somewhere above CJ. Yeah. Next up, we have Dalton. I think he's also kind of a cool character. Later on, you're able to do missions, and he's useful for that. But other than that, he's just kind of a resource gatherer character. Great for like physical labor type stuff and like bodyguard stuff. But I gotta be honest. I think he's kind of. I don't think he's crazy useful. So I'm gonna put him in kind of mid C tier. That's a tough one because I really like how he looks and I like the character, but he's just not crazy useful. So now we have Douglas. This guy becomes like the blacksmith of the game when you unlock him. Yeah, pretty useful. I would say pretty useful. I think for me, I didn't love that he was hard to get later, like kind of harder to get compared to others because you did have to kind of search for him, and he wanted 10 pieces of ore, which is really hard to obtain. You do kind of have to like go after this guy. I think he's kind of in the C tier for me. Let's say high C tier because like he's the blacksmith. He can increase everyone's stuff, so it's pretty useful. Durian, not a bad character, but no. Okay, let's be honest. Durian looks really cool. Like I actually really like how this character looks. But he's kind of in the Dalton camp where he's just useful for missions, and that's it. I'm gonna say he's just below Dalton for me. Dr. Corco. Oh God, I don't like this guy. I don't like. We'll get into that whole thing later, but this guy is just. He's obsessed with this game called Bagoima or something. I don't know how to pronounce it. Don't kill me in the comments, please. But he's associated with something I don't like. So he might be our first F tier. Our next person is El Alicanto. I really like this character. You know, for some reason, I won't spoil it. He gets like he's a very cool character. That's what I'll say, and I really liked him. I'm gonna put him pretty high A tier just because I really do like him. I don't think he's crazy like strong or anything, but he does have some use. I actually would like to use this character more because he's potentially S tier. Same thing, just useful for guilds. But I will say he's pretty good at his job as a guild like forager. He's really good at finding stuff. So, in fact, I think I'm going to put him above. Yeah, I'm going to put him above Kron. Well, Yeah, somewhere around there. Cron actually gives you that ability to look at your achievements and like your playtime and stuff. So this guy, you just send him on missions. Yuma, I really like this character. Surprisingly, he's not terribly useful in the game, but Yuma, he had a character arc, and I end up liking him a bit more because of it. Not terribly more than I would say like CJ. Maybe I like him a little more than CJ. I'm gonna put him right below CJ, but I do like this character. He's just not that useful in the game. Let's put him low B tier, for being honest. Falward, kind of a obnoxious, highly paranoid scientist healer person. I didn't really get into this character, if I'm being honest, but did seem useful. So I'm gonna put him somewhere. I'm gonna put him above Bernard. I don't know if I would put him in C tier. I'm gonna put him in D tier. Faye, I was just gonna put her in F. She's takes a lot to unlock her. She's an annoying character, and she's not very good. Foxeal is an interesting, kind of a cool like fox lady character trying to like look for a husband, but she's like has like these cool spear moves. I don't know. I like her character story too. I'm gonna put her right above Codell. I think she's a cool character. She's pretty strong. I don't know if I would say she's better than Awol. Is that how you say his name? Awol? Alwi. I'm gonna butcher that. Yeah. Yeah. I think she's just right there on the B tier for me. Francesca is amazing and not very good mid to late game, but she's a great character. I think I gotta put her in S tier, man, if I'm being honest. She's she's not that useful later in the game, but she's such a great character, and her like character scenes just kind of enrich the game for me. S tier is kind of turning into just enrich the game experience. So I think like for me, Francesca definitely deserves that. Frida, I wasn't super impressed with her. Like, she sells armor to you in the game, and I think you have to kind of go out of your way to get her. So I'm gonna put her low C tier. And also you have to unlock a lot to be able to get good. Yeah, like her stuff is just kind of late game, and you have to do a lot to get better armor. And you can just find armor in other towns. So Fume is just kind of whatever, if I'm being honest. I think Fume is definitely down here somewhere. Yeah. He's just kind of like didn't really stick out to me at all, and you just send him on missions just like these other two. So, so now looking at this again, I think Cassandra is gonna have to go somewhere in B tier. We'll say maybe this right here, because I think just having the ability to change your character at any save point is pretty important. It's just annoying to me that you have to have it attached to this character. Galdorf, I wasn't too crazy about this character. I think he wanted he wanted you to find armor in the mining shaft, and you have to kind of go out of your way to find him unless you're like actively looking for him. I wasn't crazy impressed with this character. I think I'm gonna put him right below here. Next up we have Galador. Now I'm a little biased here. He's a black dude in an RPG game, which is really cool to me. But on top of that, he's kind of a cool character. Like has like a mysterious past, it feels like. And also he has that ability to like one hit kill enemies that are weaker. So like when you have that random encounter thing, there's a good chance that he's just gonna knock him out. The only downside to me is you do have to go out of your way to find him, but I think it's kind of deserved, just for the simple fact of he can be pretty OP for like taking out people. So I'm gonna put him right below Francesca. He definitely enriched the experience for me. Garu, kangaroo mercenary with a daughter. I really like this character, and it's kind of the same thing where like Francesca, like it was good to have this character in my party. I'm gonna put him high A tier because like I wasn't like super in love with his gameplay and like what he could do. You have to kind of attach good lenses on him to be able to utilize him at all. But nevertheless, he was a good character. Solid A tier. Gar, man, I think same thing, like except way earlier game, because he joined your party right in the beginning. I really like this character Gar. He is very close to being S tier for me, but his abilities just aren't that great. These two are truly tied for me. I want to say I really love them both equally, Gar and Garu. Girin, this guy is kind of generic to me. I'm not gonna lie. I expected kind of better. You seem to be like this wandering scientist in the forest type deal, but he's just kind of boring. So we're gonna put him in D tier. Next up, we got Giginia. So this is like someone that's in like a costume pretending to be like a beast. He's not very good in combat. I was hoping he would be, but he's not. But he is kind of interesting. Oh man, I think I'm gonna have to base it on kind of the personality here, and I think I like him more than these two characters. I'm gonna put him right below Durian. Or yeah, this seems like a good spot for him. Low C tier. Next up is Glenn. So Glenn, it's easy for me to say that he belongs in S tier because he did enrich the experience of the game for me, because he unlocks a whole like dueling system in the game, which is a lot of fun. However, he is kind of a boring character. Boring in the sense of like he didn't really have too much of a personality, just kind of a generic duelist. But at the same time, I did enjoy. Looking at this, I can't say that I like Glenn more than these two characters. Even these two characters, I liked a little bit more. I'm gonna put him somewhere in the A tier, right here for now. That just seems right to me. Gokto is I respect that this character doesn't join you until you have more characters on your team, and you have to kind of unlock him. He does add this component to the game where you can send people on missions, which is really, really useful to me. He's also hilarious in the plays. I like this guy a lot. Would I say he's S tier? Man, I think he may even be double S tier, just for the simple fact that he sends people on missions for you, so your characters are not just kind of sitting around. I think we can justify a double S tier for Gokto, because he literally makes use of your team, of your characters, and kind of adds like this other element to like collecting heroes, which I think deserves double S tier. So Goldsman, I have to remember what his deal was, because I forgot. Kind of a boring character. I think, okay, he's a support character, but what can he do? Goes to show how noticeable this character was for me, huh? You know what? I'm going to put him in D tier. I didn't use him that much, but he's just kind of whatever to me. We have Dijkstra. This guy can literally increase the attack of everyone in your team without having to use any SP or magic, so he's pretty useful. But kind of one no, I think I do like him a little more than Glenn. I'm gonna put him right here. This feels about right. Goldwyn, you get him pretty late game. I like the character, but I don't think I'm super in love with him that much. I think he's just okay. I'm gonna put him right about here. Hakugin is her name. I see on the internet that people really like this character. I used her a little bit, and I think she's okay. Maybe I didn't fully utilize her. I feel like me personally, I'm gonna put her somewhere here. I do like the character. I think she's okay in combat, but I wasn't like blown away with her. Next up is Hildy. Well, I think she gets a lot of screen time, but she is kind of monotone a lot of times. I'm not super in love with this character, but I do think she's kind of cool. I also think she's kind of generic, if I'm being honest. Like I'm gonna put her right here. I think she's just okay. She's just okay. Hero. Now this guy unlocks the shop at the castle, but he's kind of a pain in the ass because when you see him the first time in a dungeon, he doesn't join you. So later on, you have to go back to that dungeon where you saw him and recruit him again, which I'm not super in love with that. But I think he's an okay character. I'm going to put him kind of higher up, like around here, but I didn't super love this character. Maybe we'll put him like here. No, I think I had it right the first time. Right about there. Next up is Hogan. I do not like this character. I think he's a great design, but you have to do so much to unlock him. And by the time that you do unlock him and you're just using him as a trading post, money doesn't really matter at all. Somewhere around here. Like he's pretty close to F tier for me. But I do have to give him some points because of his design. Huang is F tier because the thing you have to do to recruit this guy, absolutely not worth it. I hate his dumb face. I hate that he exists. He took some fun out of the game for me. So he's F tier. He is the worst of the worst. Probably the worst one. Iris. So you can't upgrade your base without her, but she is kind of boring. She's kind of a librarian type. Kind of the main person you got to talk to in the game quite a bit to like progress anything in anything. So she's pretty essential. Iris is pretty essential, but I'm not like super in love with this character either. So I think I'm gonna put Iris somewhere right here. She's okay. Isha is really good. She's kind of a bland character, but I do like her abilities. I'm gonna put her kind of higher up, honestly, like maybe even low A tier. Yeah, I think I'm gonna put her like kind of somewhere in this camp right here, a little bit above Glenn. Yeah, that sounds about right. Sounds about right. Yugi, the samurai. Man, on my playthrough, I missed him and I didn't get him till late game, but I can see people easily putting him in like high A or S tier. I think I'm going to put him in A tier personally for me. Just because I did get him pretty late, but I can see how useful he is. And he has some pretty good attacks. So I think about right there is what I would put him at. Ivy is very bad. She's one of the worst characters, and you have to play as her so much. And she's annoying. So man, I gotta be honest. It's kind of an F tier for me. Yeah, I think I'm gonna put her in F tier. Sorry, Ivy. Jonquist is a guy who's a support character who literally doubles your money when he's in your support. So it's pretty useful. He's just kind of a rich butler type, so he's not like that interesting of a character, but he does double your money, and I wish I had that in real life. So I'm I'm gonna put him about right here. I like this guy, but he wasn't like super impressive. Johan, kind of whatever. He was so annoying to recruit, and I barely used him, but he's just kind of okay. I'm putting him in low D tier. Cassius is a great character, like lore wise, but utility wise, I'm not super sold on him. I think he's definitely high to low C tier. I think he deserves maybe somewhere around like here, in my opinion. Like, maybe like right here. One more, one more. I think this feels pretty good to me. Just if only he was a little more useful in the game, I think he'd be higher up, but he's not. Calathor is a little tree dude, but he is extremely weak. I like the character a little bit, but I'm not. He kind of just feels like a cartoon character, but he doesn't hit very hard. He's very weak and squishy. I'm gonna put him in D tier, low D tier. Karen is kind of a cool character. All she really does is lumber at your base, but I do like this character. I think I'm gonna put her kind of low C tier though, because she doesn't get a lot of screen time, and I think she just adds like the lumber resource. Like you automatically gain lumber resource when you get her. But you know what? Let's be fair. Like getting that resource is pretty useful. I'm gonna put her above Cassius. That feels about right. So Kogan is a great character. He's also really strong in the game. If I'm being completely honest with myself, I think he definitely belongs in A tier, but probably, yeah, I gotta say he is kind of strong. So I'm gonna put him right about here for me. Maybe even above the capybara, just because of how useful he is. Next up is Kuroto. This is like a hunter dude in the forest, kind of generic. Not that great in battle. I think he's just okay. So I would honestly, I would kind of put him right here in terms of like his resourcefulness and just the character overall. That feels about right. Kurtz unlocks that whole minigame with the food, and the food minigame is actually pretty fun. I think the character did grow on me too with the mean cuisine and just his dedication to finding his wife and defeating evil cooks. I think he's a pretty good character. I'm going to put him in S tier. Next up is Lachion. I didn't use him too much because you get him pretty late game. I'm just going to throw him in D tier. Next up we have Lamb. She's kind of an interesting character because she can like change her age. And I don't know if she's that great in battle. I didn't use her very much. I'm gonna put her in high D tier. Yeah, I think somewhere around there is pretty good. Larla, you can only send her on quests to get resources, but I actually really do like this character. I'm gonna put her right below Codell, maybe even above Codell, just because of how funny she is. Next up we have Lynn. I'm gonna be honest, like I know like she's like one of the strongest characters, like realistically she belongs in double S, but I'm a little annoyed by her because she's just, you don't get her until like much later, and on top of that, I don't think she's that interesting of a character. So for me, honestly, it's low A tier. Yeah, I would say low A tier, maybe even high B tier. I'm gonna say high B tier. I know I'm gonna get some hate for that, but this is my list, so sorry guys. Yeah, this is kind of what feels right for me. I'll say low A tier. Low A tier. There you go. Next up we have Leon. Now this character is kind of interesting. I don't think he's crazy good in combat, but I do like his design. I do like the character himself. He's kind of mysterious too. I think like for me, it's gonna be kind of mid B tier. Again, not crazy strong, but kind of interesting enough to like make me interested. Next up, we have Lian. I gotta be honest, guys. Lian was so annoying to me in this game. I know like there's a lot of people online that really like her, but um, she's just kind of an annoying character to me. I think she was okay in combat, but I wasn't really blown away. So I think Lian is going to be kind of in this camp for me. Maybe in B tier, maybe low B tier. Yeah, let's go with low B tier because she was pretty useful in combat, but there are better characters than her for sure. Next up, we have Lil Win. She's not a bad archer. I think she's not an archer. Sorry, she's a mage. Um, but again, like I wasn't super blown away with her. I think if we're being fair, she's kind of C tier. There are better characters than her, but she's not terrible. We got Mandy. Mandy's okay. I'm gonna kind of put him just mid D tier. He's whatever. He's a tack on character that tacks on with another character. Maria, I didn't use her very much, but she seems to be okay. I'm gonna maybe put her around here. Marin is interesting because she collects resources as a support, but also she has some pretty good combo attacks if you put her with her brother. With that said, though, she's also kind of weak. I think we can justify like a good mid C tier for her. Marissa, I really wanted to like this character, but she is so freaking squishy, man. And honestly, like her damage output is not that great. I think Marissa is gonna have to be like low to high C tier for me. I'm gonna put her at the very top of C tier. Marissa is like very top C tier. But yeah, I wasn't like crazy. No, okay, hold on. Because like I'm looking at B tier, and B tier has some characters that are not that. I think Marissa is stronger than a lot of these B tier characters. We'll put Marissa right below Alwi because Alwi's pretty useful. In fact, I would choose him over Marissa, but Marissa is definitely stronger than Foxio, like for sure. Next up is Marcus. This guy is great. I'm not going to talk about him too much, just in case people haven't played the game. But I'm gonna put him high A tier, like about right here. Martha, what are you doing here? I don't know why she's part of this army. I think it's kind of cute, but also she just kind of plays an ant. There's not much more to her character. I'm gonna put her high D tier, maybe at the top of D tier, just to not be rude. Maurice is kind of interesting. Unfortunately I got him pretty late game, but I think there's kind of like a cult following with this character right now, as far as I can tell, because he's all about muscle and magic. I didn't use him very much. Yeah, this is tough because like I feel like I didn't really fully utilize this character like I should have. But I am gonna put him like high C tier. Yeah, Maxim's kind of generic. I think if I'm being totally honest, he's pretty forgettable. I don't think he's like much. Does he deserve C tier? Yeah, I would say at least C tier. But not by too much. I'm gonna put him like right here. Melor, I really wanted to like this character, and she's great early game, but she falls off very quickly. I do like Melor though. I'm gonna put her high D tier. Melridge is a great character, I think, in terms of like the story. In terms of combat, I think he's kind of mid. So I'm gonna say he's kind of low B tier for me because he's not terrible, but there's definitely better options. Milu, what are you doing, man? Like this little kid with a robot arm, like he's trying his best, but he's not very strong. I'm gonna put him kind of right about here. Milana, this is a interesting character. But to be totally honest, I don't think she's like crazy strong. She just kind of has the capability to be strong, but you have to build her up quite a bit to make her useful. If you make any character in this game built up, that'd be useful. I'm gonna put her kind of high C tier, maybe right below. No, I'm gonna put her above Maurice. So Mio. I like the character, but by God, she's so squishy. Like she has to be front lines, and she's just a freaking glass. She's a glass cannon, and it's not like a very strong cannon. So I'm gonna have to put her low C tier. Unfortunately, I really wanted to like this character, but she's pretty weak. Momo. Everybody loves Momo. Yeah, we're gonna have to say high SS tier. Like, gotta be totally honest here. Momo deserves that spot. Next up is Nil. Kind of generic, if I'm being totally honest. I think just right there in D tier is kind of where she's gonna be residing. Right about here. Noah, the main character, also really good in combat. I wouldn't say Noah's generic. Like people might argue on that, but I actually really liked this character. Definitely an A tier. S tier, I mean, potentially. I think just to split the difference, I'm gonna say Noah's right between these two characters for me, Garu and Gar. Okay, Nell is double S tier. This guy literally changes the game, and is it better than? Yeah, dude, better than Momo, because you can get him kind of early on in the game if you know about him. Yeah, dude, like Nell literally increases your inventory space. He should have already been in the party. Matter of fact, I think it is kind of annoying that he hasn't already been in the party. But, oh, yeah, I'm going to put him low S tier, low double S tier, just for that fact alone. But truly, he is like probably the most important recruit in the game, other than teleport. Okay, Ormond is kind of generic, if I'm being totally honest here. I think he kind of belongs in the C tier. I'm going to put him kind of just in the middle. Whatever. Ormond, like, when you recruit him, he increases your, I think, your iron ore intake. And it's kind of hard to get iron in the game. So he was kind of annoying to recruit. Well, I think he's good here. Nah, let's put him a little lower. There we go. Pakwe. I recruited her pretty late in the game. She also wanted eggs to recruit, and they're kind of hard to get eggs unless you're like actively looking for them. And I didn't do the Eggfoot racing stuff. I gotta be honest, guys. Like, I wasn't super into this character, so I'm gonna put her right there. Okay, Pastol is kind of an interesting character. I like the design of him. He's like a hunter who gets pelts for you in the game. But I feel like they could have done more with this guy, but didn't really. I'm going to put him kind of right. I definitely like him more than Logan. Or Hogan, I mean. Yeah, I'm going to say right there. Maybe, yeah, right there. Perel's a pretty interesting character. I'm glad they didn't make her like a love interest. She seems like a pretty like real character. She's a little bit annoying, but I like what they did with her. I'm gonna put her high C tier, just for the character alone. Pieter, I love this guy because he's literally just chilling in town making fruits and vegetables, and he just like, he just joined you. He says, you tell him that you want to do the same thing at your castle, and he just joined. He's very chill. I could hang out with this guy any day of the week. Yeah, I'm gonna put him right below the capybara because it's hard to beat a capybara, man. Pole's kind of a nice character. He's kind of cool. He's not too bad in combat, and I don't think he's too annoying. He's just I kind of wish they did a little more with him, but they didn't do too much. I'm gonna put him low B tier. So we got Prunella. I didn't use her too much. I do think she's kind of an interesting character. I think just kind of right here in C tier. But I didn't use her too much, if I'm being totally honest. So I might be wrong in this evaluation of Prunella because I didn't fully use her. Quinn, kind of the same thing. I do think not as strong as Prunella, but definitely better than these guys. Definitely stronger than Mio. Yeah, I'm gonna say right there in C. Reed is an F tier, easy. We'll say even at the very, very end. To unlock Reed, you have to do this whole other mini game where you have to defeat a bunch of characters in this like spinny top Beyblade ripoff, and it takes a long time and it's not fun. And he's the worst character imaginable, so he belongs in hell. Next up, we have Reina. This character kind of rocks. I did get her a bit later just because my team wasn't very strong. But even so, she's like a pretty strong character. She has like some good moves. I think she belongs in A tier. I think potentially even above Gar, if we're being honest. Above Noah, yeah. Shoot, S tier. She's just really shooting up there, man. She's really useful and she's a cool character. I think right here in S tier is going to be where Reina belongs. Yeah, just right about here. Reina's pretty good. Next up, we have Rufen. Not gonna lie, guys, this guy I really expected a lot out of just because his introduction was pretty cool, and I thought he was gonna be pretty strong. But he's pretty weak sauce. He doesn't hit very hard. He's a glass cannon, except without the cannon. Yeah, I think he's kind of D tier, if I'm being honest. Yeah, I think somewhere right here is where Refon sits. Man, this character, Rhodey, is kind of annoying to me because you have to do quite a bit to unlock him. And it's very easy to miss his stuff too. But once you get him, you can have the appraisal at your base. I'm not crazy about this character, to be honest, so I'm going to put him kind of low C tier. Rudy, so this guy lives in Skiff Village, and he's just kind of I don't know, he just seems like a pissed off kid from like the Icelands. Not really much else to this character. You just kind of help him rescue some people, and then he's kind of one note upset throughout the whole story. And he's also not very good, if I'm being totally honest. I think he's pretty low D tier, if I'm being honest. Yeah, somewhere like right here. Sabine is kind of a generic character. I feel like she doesn't really get enough screen time. In combat, she's just okay. I think Sabine is gonna be kind of a mid C tier for me. Something definitely better than Mio, better than Quinn, not better than Hildy. Scarlet, I did not honestly use this character very much, but I don't think she's terrible, so I'm going to put her right here. Scene or Sign, one of the main characters, I do like this guy quite a bit. I don't know if he's like, I wouldn't say he's like broken, but I definitely like him more than Marissa, more than Alway too. I think it's fair to say he's like kind of mid A tier, something like that. Yeah, that sounds about right. Selbineth, so you get her kind of mid to late game. She unlocks some stuff for you. I'll be honest, I don't think her voice really matches this. She just doesn't really make sense to me. I think she's just kind of. Yeah, I gotta be honest. I think she's kind of like low C tier for me, just because her character is just kind of confusing to me, and I don't really understand what her deal is. Shixine, I did not use her very much, but I do like her. I think she's gonna kind of sit in the low C tier for me. Probably about right here above Mio, maybe above Quinn and Sabine. Skid, I love this guy. Like, just, it's all personality for me when it comes to Skid. Gonna put him right above Sign. Just 100% personality. Next up, we have Squash. This guy was annoying to me, man. Like, to recruit him was so annoying. Well, and it wasn't even really worth it, too. Like, he just kind of wasted time for me in this game. So I mean, he looks cool. He has a monocle and stuff, but he's just annoying. I'm gonna put him above Hogan. Next up, Sid. You know, this character is kind of cool, but the thing he unlocks is you know, like cosmetic stuff. I don't think it's terrible, but it is kind of generic. So we're gonna say C tier. We're gonna say C tier for him. Stadler, he gives me like police brutality vibes, man. I don't like him. He does unlock like the mock battles, but I'm not crazy about this character. I think I'm gonna put him kind of right there with Goldwyn. And Scarlet definitely deserves to be higher up. Oh, there we go. Next up is Sumire. Now, this character's okay, but you know what's really annoys me is I'm not able to get my resources from the camp or from the castle, and it's pretty much her fault because like I can put anything in my camp through her, but in terms of me taking things out of my camp, like she won't let me take out resources. So it's kind of her fault, to be honest, but she's okay as a character, I guess. So I'll put her here. Next up is Valentine. You know, Valentine's kind of a cool character. He's a little cool cucumber. I think I'd put him right there with Pole. Not better than Melridge, but definitely better than Leanne. I'm going to put Melridge higher than Leanne also. Okay, I did not play these dragon guys, so I'm going to be skipping him. Yeah, Wave, I'm going to be biased here, guys. He's double S tier for me. This character is so cool to me, and I know he's probably not the strongest, but he, to me, was one of the coolest characters. I wish he was the main character, to be honest, but he's on my team all the time. Weiler, you know, so he's right there with his sister with the combo attacks, except like you can't put him on support. He only does archery. I'm going to put him kind of low, to be honest. I'm going to put him right there in C tier. Yelu is kind of not a good unit, but she does give you a support that lets you get in less fights, which is pretty useful. I think she's somewhere here in B tier, but not too much higher than the rest. So I'm gonna say right here is where Yelu is for me. Ymir did not get enough screen time in this game. He's the go-to guy for organizing your party, but I really like this guy. I feel like there's so much more to him that wasn't really explored. But he didn't really elevate the game for me. He's just a cool character that I wanted to know more about. So I'm going to put him right beneath Gar. Eupharius is great, man. I know people are going to rage if I don't put him in S tier. So, and I do use him quite a bit. Would I say he's above these characters? For me personally, I would not say so, but I would say he's right there next to Gar. Yulin she literally doubles your experience in this game. Kind of a good ability, but you don't get her till at least mid game, I think I would say. Yeah, it's about mid game is where you get her, and she is quite generic, but doubling the XP is pretty nice. So I'm gonna put her right next to Iris. Yume is kind of generic, kind of whatever. I would just put her in kind of low D tier, I guess. Yusuke is double S tier, easily. I would even say, Yusuke is close to being my favorite unit in the game. In terms of coolness, in terms of ability. Just to be totally honest, he's not anywhere near as strong as Momo. I wanted him to be, but that's not true. Do I like Yusuke more than teleporting? I mean, kinda, yeah. If I'm being totally honest, he really did elevate the game for me, and he was like early game pretty broken, which was really nice. I couldn't have gotten very far without Yusuke in this game, so he's definitely one of my favorites. Yo, Euthys, I didn't use this character a lot, but he's kind of broken. He has an ability that lets him take 1/10 of the damage he would have. So that's pretty good, man. I didn't use him very much, but I know the potential is there, so I'm gonna make him like high B tier. So Zabi is just kind of useful early game, but late game kind of falls off. So I'm gonna put him. Once again, we're going C tier. All right, and this is it, guys. That took a minute, but we did it. We're for sure missing some characters in here, mostly because I didn't really use them very much, and I wanted to be honest in rating them. But this is kind of where I'm at. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. If you consider this like a pretty bad tier list, or if you agree with some of the things I said. I think I put like 60 or 70 hours in this game, so this is kind of, I'm sticking to my guns. This is my tier list, man. As much as I want to say Yusuke is top dog, like it really goes to Momo. There's no comparing. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you next time. Bye.